that when I was preparing this one, I used NVivo 12, right, to do that. So some of the interface is a little bit different from the current NVivo software, right? So I'm going to use the trial because you already have access to the trial version, right? And the difference between the current NVivo version and the NVivo 12 it's not much. The only difference is that the interface or the icons have been changed a little bit, right? So if you have NVivo 12 or NVivo 11, you can pass through the same process that I'm going to do. You just have to look for the one that you have to click on. So if you are looking for explore, you look for explore in the bar, right? And then click on it, right? So there are a lot of differences, but you know, it's not a big difference. You can also follow this one and use it. And I'm not using Mac. Mac version is a little bit different. As I said, there's always similarities, right? So you can, if you are using Mac, you can still follow my steps. And then if you have any question, please let me know. I'll be happy to address. So let's click on launch. You could follow me, or you could do the same thing that I'm doing, right? If you can follow me fast, right? But if not, we are recording it, you can play back and then do what I'm doing, right? So because of time, I may be a little bit fast, right? If this is the first time of using this, somebody teaching you, it's going to be a little confusing. I passed through the same thing. The first time I saw a video on NVivo, it was a little confusing. So you are not alone. But the most important is that it's being recorded. You can play back. And if you have any questions, please let me know. I'll be happy to address them for you, right? And the good thing is that there's a option where there's help. You can go there and see and ask a question, and then maybe you can get some answers from the system, right? So I'm clicking on NVivo. It takes a little time. So this is what you see, right? One, you can see that they have samples there. There are a lot of data that you can practice on. You can click on it and download the data and practice on, or open the data. But we are using our own data. So you're going to go to new project. So you click on that, new project, and then you label the project. So in this one, I would say workshop. Maybe a workshop test or something like that. You know, any name that will remind you about this project, right? It can be dissertation project and other things. You can give a description, especially if you have a couple of projects, right? If you have one project, you don't have to give a description, right? And then you go to next. And then you don't have to do anything here. You don't have to worry yourself. You just go to create. And it will open the project for you, right? This one gives you a tour. If this is the first time of you using it, you can go through the tour. You start to click on it and it show you where to click, what the functions of each of the icons, right? So you can go through, so it will give you a little information about it. So for the purpose of this, because we don't have time, you just go through, click, and then we close it. So this is what you will see, right? This is just explaining to you the kinds of files that you can upload, right? So if you want more information, you can click on this one and get more information. So we don't need it now, so you click on close. So this is a workspace for you, right? So the first thing that you have to do is to upload your transcript. How are you going to do that? You can go to import, right? And go to files, right? And click on the file. And then you locate the transcripts that you have. You can bring them one by one, but it will take a long time for you to bring everything. So what I do is I press on the one, hold on shift, press on the last one, and select everything, right? And then click on open. It will ask you whether you want to create cases for each participant. I think we talk about cases, right? So there are files for each participant. So we want to create cases too, right? and it's asking you what labels you want to give to the case. So I would just say participants. And then I click on import. So this is what you're going to see. You see all your transcripts have been imported, right? If you want to see what is inside, make sure everything has come. You can double click on one of them. For Mac, I don't know whether you have to double click, but find ways of opening it, right? I don't use Mac, but you just open it and maybe you have to right click and go to open or something like that. So you will be able to open that. So this is what we have. This is what you're going to code, right? So you have uploaded your transcript. What next? You have to upload the demographic information. If you are going to bring demographic info, if you are not going to bring demographic information, you can just start the coding process, right? So we want to bring demographic information just in case we need it. So we go to import and classification, right? You click on classification, you have SPSS. Sometimes you can bring SPSS data, right? Especially if it's a categorical data, right? Assuming that you have demographic information in SPSS, right? You could do that. I haven't tried that. I always want a simpler way. I have everything in Excel for me. So I click on import classification sheet, right? And you look for the Excel information. So participant demographic, you click on that, you open, you click on next. You don't have to do anything yet. The only thing is that you want to, it's asking you where to put all that information. So we want to put it under classification, case classification, right? That is here. I cannot click on here first because I have opened this window, right? So I go to next. It's asking you, do you want to put it under cases? So we want to put it here as part of the cases, right? So that it connects to the participant information. We already created a case for them, right? So you click on next and you click on finish. So you see here that I have uploaded all the demographic information here, right? Sometimes if you want to be sure about the thing I was talking about, that whether demographic information have been connected to their participants, have been connected to participant transcript, you can go there. You just want to find out whether it has been connected, right? There's a connection between demographic and all the transcript that you have here. You go to explore and you go to maps and you click on project map. You just want to find out. So let's test. You can just type test. You are testing for something. I'm going to show you what you're going to get. You right click here. You click on add project items. You want to bring one of the transcript and see whether the system can pull the demographics here, right? So you can right click here and click on show associated items. You click this sign here and you can see that it's for participant P, right? P1, right? You double click that. And then now what you're going to do is you right click on P1, right? And go to show associated items. And you can see that participant demographic information has been connected to them. So because for participant 1, the age is 37, gender is female, ethnicity is what? African American, right? So you can see that this demonstrates that the system have been able to connect the transcript to the participant demographics, the transcript and demographics. You can, arrange it nicely. You can go here and then click on one of this information to arrange it nicely for you. You can click here if you want to. So it depends on how you want to arrange it, right? It's so interesting. If you want to find out who apart from this participant, P1, who is also an African American, you can right click here and go to show associated items and then to pull up who is an African American. It looks like you have to right click here again and see attributes and go here and double click. You can explore and see other people who are African American. But let me click on here. I think maybe it's one person. It looks like you're pulling only one person. Let me right click here again and see whether only one. I think it might be one person. Let me go back. Let me make sure the demographics. Oh, let me click here. Oh, there are two participants. So there should be like two people pulling up. So let me right click here and see. Sometimes you have to explore, right? Oh, participant P4, you see, you right click that and then that information will come to this part. Did it come? Oh, yes, here, right? So you see how the information are linked. You can play with it. As I said, this is not analysis, just to give you information that, okay, their demographic information is connected to the data that you have, right? So that's all about it. So you can close it. And then you can start the data analysis process.